Hey, welcome back to Backyard Grilling here on Nex-Tech Local 1. And believe it or not, it's winter time, but it's one of those crazy winter summer days. But the wind's still blowing. But hey, we're outside. I have my pink gloves on, and I have some food to throw on the grill, so we're going to do this. So today we're going to be making lasagna outside. So it could be called grilled lasagna, I guess, or smoked lasagna, or I don't know, or it could just be called lasagna. So, but we're doing it outside and we're putting it on the Traeger, so it should get some kind of smokiness. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Some of the things that we're going to use is an onion, some carrots. We're going to use some ground beef, some Italian sausage, and we're using the ricotta cheese type lasagna, not the cottage cheese type lasagna. So there's a difference. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and turn on my hot pot. You could do this on the grill if you wanted, but I figured for ease and quickness, we'd do it here. That way you can kind of see it a little bit better too. So first thing that we're going to do is I'm going to cut up an onion. I'm just going to cut up a little bit of onion. I'm going to put a little bit of carrot in there. Our spaghetti sauce or our marinara sauce, it has onions in it. So we wouldn't have to do this, but I'm going to do it. So, and like I said, we're not going to do a lot. We're just going to do a little. And so we're going to chop this onion up. And I'm going to dice it up pretty small just because I'm not I like onion. I don't like the texture of them really. So, and I don't like big old chunks of onions in my marinara and stuff. So we'll go ahead and get this chopped up. There we go. And then I'm going to get just a little bit of butter so we can put it in the bottom of this pot and we can start softening this onion. Yeah, I think it's getting hot. Okay. So we have our onion chopped up here. And I think I'm just going to do half of one. Like I said, you could do a whole one if you wanted to, but I'm just going to kind of stick with a half of one for now since we do have it in there. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stick that in there. And we're going to start to cook that up, and we're just looking for that to get kind of soft and stuff. So then I'm going to take and I'm going to grate some carrots up just kind of for a sweet note. And yeah, I just have baby carrots. Sorry. Probably be a lot easier if I had a full-size one, but I don't. And this, you know, these carrots will cook down enough that you probably won't even notice them in there. Okay, looky there. Okay, there's our carrots. All right, so we got that going. We've got our butter in there. I'm going to add just a little bit of salt and pepper and garlic in there, SPG or AP rub. Just like that. Next thing on our list, you know, this little hot plate thing's kind of handy, but it's kind of a pain in the butt too. Okay, so we're going to let that saute up. Next, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to add about a pound of hamburger, somewhere in there. And then I'm going to do about the same in hot Italian sausage, just so we have just a little bit of spice to it. So I'm just gonna kind of take about, like I said, about what I'm thinking is a pound, maybe a little less. Since we're gonna do both, we won't load it up with ground beef. And then we're going to throw in our hot Italian sausage. About the same there. Okay. Take my gross glove off. Okay, we're gonna let this cook, and these onions cook, and the carrots cook, this meat cook, and we're gonna take a break, and when we come back, this should be done, and then we'll start with the marinara, so don't go away.
Trust Rogers & Associates Insurance to keep your peace of mind through all the seasons in life. Whether you're cozy at home memory making with your family, on an outdoor adventure with the top down, floating on a boat, or in the middle of harvest, we can customize an insurance plan that's perfect for you. For all the seasons, we've got you covered. Call us or visit us online to learn more today.
The team at Homestead Assisted Living is a proud supporter of the Hayes community. Located just west of the Sternberg Natural History Museum, Homestead is a warm and welcoming community where residents receive compassionate care from licensed professionals. If you're curious about senior living options for yourself or a loved one, make Homestead your first call. Our kind and courteous staff would love to show you around and answer any questions you may have. Call us today to schedule a tour of Homestead or visit us online at homesteadofhayes.com.
Hey, welcome back to Backyard Grilling. We're outside and we're making lasagna on the grill. That's cool. First of all, just a little bit of recap. We have our onions in here. We're sauteing those. Put a little butter in with it. Then we put about a 3/4 of a pound to a pound of ground beef, and then also the same of hot Italian sausage. We also grated up some carrots and put those in there. So those have been cooking. So the next thing that we're gonna do is I'm gonna add just a little bit of beef stock. And it's kind of help to deglaze the pan a little bit. What's that, about a quarter, half, somewhere in there. So we can always add more if we need to later. So yeah, okay. I'm gonna add some more now. So I'm gonna say about a half a cup of beef stock. Just kind of, like I said, to glaze that pan. Okay. All right, so there's our meat. Now the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a can of, now this is kind of special. This is marinara sauce, and we had a ton of tomatoes left over at the end of the year. So we went ahead and canned our own spaghetti sauce. I bought a pressure cooker and all just so I could can 8 cans of spaghetti sauce. But it was well worth it because it's December or January or whatever it is in the wintertime, and we're using fresh marinara sauce. We're going to dump that all in there. We're going to stir that up really good. Can you see that? Okay. All right, so we've got that going. Now, the next thing I'm going to add, and I know this sounds a little odd, but I'm going to give it about a half a cup of just heavy cream. Okay, just like that. So we're going to go ahead and let this cook and simmer. You know, part of me is kind of nervous because it's sitting up there and I don't want it to fall off. So, okay, we're good. All right, so while we wait for that to simmer a little bit, now we're going to be making our cheese mixture. Okay? So what we're going to do for our cheese mixture here is we're going to take a whole tub, which is 15 ounces of whole milk ricotta. Okay, we're just going to dump this in our bowl here. All right, we're going to sit that right there. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to grate some mozzarella. And I know, you know what would be even better is if we had fresh mozzarella, but we don't. So we're going to use this grated mozzarella. And we're not going to skimp on this either because we like cheesy lasagna. So I'm going to grab my, yeah, there it is, my grater. And we're going to grate, and we're going to mix this in with the ricotta. Look at that. Okay. All right, so we got our ricotta, our mozzarella. We're going to save a little bit because we're going to grate some, put it on the top then when we're done. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to grate a little Parmesan and put in there as well. And I know this is kind of, you could buy the Parmesan in the tubs or the dry stuff, but I like buying the fresher stuff and grating it as you need it. It's so much better. There we go. Okay. So now, put this back in the bag. Now we're going to mix this up. Check on our marinara sauce, make sure we're doing good there. And if this is a little thick, you can always take a little bit of your cream and add in there as well. Kind of soften it up a little bit. We want to make sure we get that all mixed in there good. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab an egg. And I'm going to put an egg in there. And that's just going to kind of help hold that together. You could put 2 in if you wanted, but we're just going to stick with 1. All right, so that's all mixed together. I am going to put a little bit of Italian seasoning in there. Fresh basil would be good too, but like I said, it's middle of winter. Sometimes hard to find. Okay. There we go. So we've got our marinara sauce is heating up. this is done. So you know what? We're gonna take another break, and when we come back, we're gonna build this, put it on the grill. So don't go away.
At Next Generation, we're working to keep kids local, and you can help. Your gift of any amount provides opportunities for high school and college students to experience local careers with local businesses right here at home.
Opportunities for paid internships that teach students about their local community and prepare them with hands-on job skills now, so they are ready to remain local for the future.
Like me in Plainville.
Like me in Phillipsburg.
Students like me in Waukene.
Hey, welcome back to Backyard Grilling here on Nex-Tech Local 1, and we're outside and we're making lasagna outside on the grill. And we've got our marinara, our red sauce ready, we've got our ricotta mixture ready, so now we're ready to start constructing this. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get some PAM and just coat this cooking tray here. Okay, just like so. And I got to keep a hold of this with one hand because the wind might take it. So the first thing, we've got our sauce that we've been kind of simmering a little bit. It was a little runny, so we did put a little bit more just regular tomato paste in there to just thicken it up a little bit. Also, I think you could cook it a little longer and it would tend to thicken up too. So, but I think we're at a good consistency right there. So we're gonna slide this over here so we can not miss. So the first thing we want to do is we want to put a layer of our tomato sauce down. And so when you do this, you want to try to break this into 3 equal groups. So, because we're going to have that many, hopefully we're going to have about that many layers. So we're going to go ahead and start with our bottom layer. And we're just going to kind of spread this around. Okay, about like so. Okay, so got that bottom layer on there. And I think I could turn this down a little bit. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put our row, start with our first row of lasagna noodles. And so what we're going to be using here are the oven ready lasagna noodles. So that way you don't have to cook them and all that kind of stuff. They just come ready to throw in the oven. Just, they look like a piece of paper kind of. So we're just going to throw them in there. And you don't have to get really technical about it. Okay, so I mean, if you wanted to, you could, you know, so it fit the pan really good, you kind of break a corner off and let it splatter all over you, so we won't do that again. And they're not really easy to break. So there, let's kind of throw that first row in there a little bit. Okay, so we've got that on there. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to add another layer of our sauce. We're going to kind of spread it around. Okay, just like that. So we got that one done. So now we're going to go in with our cheese mixture here. All right, with our cheese mixture, we want to make sure we go about half and half. So we kind of just ladled it in there, and then we're going to smash it out. And if you need some more, grab some more. Okay, so we got sauce, pasta, and then we go sauce again, and then our cheese mixture, and now we're going to go back in with our pasta. Okay, now we're going to go back with our next layer. So you kind of get the gist of this. We'll hurry and do this. I don't want to run out of time. Okay. All right, we're going to do one more layer of noodles. I don't even know why I try to do that. And then we're going to put the rest of our sauce on the top. Check that out. That just looks impressive. Then, before we forget, we're going to take a quick another grade here of our mozzarella. We're going to sprinkle it on the top. I'm going to cover this with tin foil. We're going to put it on the Traeger at about 350 to 400 degrees for about an hour, and we'll be ready to eat, so don't go away.
We built this network for you.
We're constantly optimizing our network to provide reliable coverage utilizing cutting-edge technology.
We invest in Kansas because we're Kansans too.
And as exciting next-generation technologies become reality, we can trust that we're working to bring it to your neighborhood.
So wherever you go, just know we got you covered.
We're friends.
We're neighbors.
We are Kansas.
Hey, welcome back to Backyard Grilling here on Nex-Tech Local 1, and we're outside and we're making grilled lasagna, and we're about ready to take it off and try it. This is my favorite part of the show. So, all right, so we're gonna take this off, try not to burn myself. There we go. So here's what we did. We put it on the grill, covered, and we cooked it for about an hour, and we tried to get the grill up to 400 degrees. You know, today we've been having stuff on and off the grill constantly, so we let it go a little longer. Then we took the aluminum foil off and we let it go for about another 30 to 45 minutes. And now we're about ready to go. So we're gonna, you can see that the sides were starting to get brown. That's mainly from our cheese and everything. I'm gonna try to cut into this. And you know, if you take it out and it just kind of oozes out, it's all good. It's good. It still tastes the same. It may not be real pretty and thick and all that kind of stuff, but we don't care about that kind of stuff. It's always a pain to get the first one out anyway. Yeah, and it's going to be a pain this time, but you know what? We're going to go for it. That's not bad. That's better than I thought. Okay, so, we're going to slide this over here. Okay, we can't try this yet. We've got to, here we go. Got to have a little fresh parm on there. Just like that. And what would lasagna be without some garlic bread? Just like that. So there we go. We have our lasagna, our grilled lasagna. We'll give it a try here. I'm digging it. I think you will too. Hey, we hope you enjoyed this episode of Backyard Grilling, our grilled lasagna. If you want to check out some of our previous episodes, check us out on YouTube, Pinterest, all those good places. And make sure you come back and join us for another episode of Backyard Grilling. We'll see you next time.